Thank God for President Trump. No one else would have had the guts to do that. President Obama never would have done that. And probably none of the other presidents. The guy never should have gone to trial in the first place. That was ridiculous. Here we have Adam Schiff, impeachment. Joe Biden is quaking in his boots, and for good reason. All documents and communications. Hey everybody, happy Monday. Let's start out with something fun. Let's make America great again. All right, we're gonna start out with some Trump tweets. The Eddie Gallagher issue is something that's misreported greatly, really evidence of how crappy people are or have become in the era of President Trump. Listen to this. Donald J. Trump, I was not pleased with the way that Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher's trial was handled by the Navy. He was treated very badly, but despite this, was completely exonerated on all major charges. Go Eddie. Someone else killed the guy, the terrorist. I then restored Eddie's rank. Thank you, President Trump. Likewise, large cost overruns from past administrations, contracting procedures were not addressed to my satisfaction. Whew. Yeah, cost overruns are quite the issue. Therefore, Secretary of the Navy Richard Spencer's services have been terminated by Secretary of Defense Mark Esper. He's the brand new Secretary of Defense. I thank Richard for his service and commitment. Okay, so Richard, he did lots of good things. I'm sure he did plenty of good things. But the dumbest thing that you can do is go against President Trump, especially when he's trying to help the little guy, the guy that's been screwed by the media, some of his colleagues, by his bosses. He really got screwed. The worst thing that he did was he took a picture of himself with the dead body. Okay, you know what? Let's not judge the guy. Let's let him protect our country. If you're a SEAL, you have been through so much. Your training is incredible. Most people drop out of the SEAL training, okay? Your intelligence has to be up to here. Your physical abilities have to be incredible. So let's give the guy a break. Let's give the SEALs a break. Let's just slap him on the wrist and say no more. Okay, you don't need to make an example of him. Take away his trident pin, excellent credential. They wanted to take away his rank. I mean, it was ridiculous. Eddie will retire peacefully with all of the honors that he has earned. I get emotional. In effect, they were smushing this guy that risks his life every single day for the country. Every single day. I'm very appreciative of our military and what they do for us. Eddie has retired with all of the honors that he has earned, including his trident pin. Admiral and now Ambassador to Norway, Ken Braithwaite, will be nominated by me to be the new Secretary of the Navy. Great. A man of great achievement and success. I know Ken will do an outstanding job. Cool. Sometimes you just gotta change the guard. You just gotta get some new blood. If you've got bosses and leaders that are not sticking up, I mean, these Navy SEALs, their contribution is just huge. Everything's evolving with our environment. All right, now there's social media, now there's Instagram. Are these guys going to be tempted to get themselves on Instagram? Is that a horrible thing? Well, the dead body thing, maybe not, but maybe we should give them a little more chance to market themselves. Because I know they're not allowed to do a lot when it comes to photographs. So come on, everybody. Thank God for President Trump. No one else would have had the guts to do that. President Obama never would have done that. And probably none of the other presidents. The Navy leaders have to stick up for their men and women. The guy never should have gone to trial in the first place. That was ridiculous. So let's do what makes sense here. Come on, Navy, keep evolving. Evolve. You gotta evolve. Happiness in a world that's safe. Let's make America great. Now let's talk about the Joe Biden scandal. Hunter Biden scandal. So don't let Joe Biden fool you. I saw him on the Today Show this morning saying, "Oh, Lyndsey Graham, you should be so embarrassed." Come on. And by the way, don't we all want to know what this was? I mean, there is so much to explore here that could have gone wrong to hurt the security of the United States, in addition to criminal wrongdoings. So, I mean, this is way bigger than anyone thinks. Whoa. This is going to be some serious stuff, people. I mean, it is serious. Now, if you're Hunter Biden, okay, your dad is the vice president of the United States, Obama, right? Obama is whatever. You got sex problems, you got alcohol problems, you got cocaine problems, you've been discharged from the army. You're a walking time bomb. You're a risk. You're high risk. You're high risk for blackmail. You're high risk for, oopsie, you could be screwing the Ukrainian, somebody's wife. You could be getting Ukrainian women pregnant. You could be under the table at the business meeting. I mean, come on, you're a walking nightmare for blackmail, and you actually choose to take a position with a corrupt company in a corrupt country, and your dad is vice president. Whoa. But I'm just going to get started by reading the Lyndsey Graham letter to Mike Pompeo, and we'll go from there. On November 21st, 2019, the Honorable Michael R. Pompeo. This letter is to him, Secretary of State. Dear Secretary Pompeo, it is my understanding that on February 4th, 2016, the Ukrainian Prosecutor General's office, under the direction of Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin, announced the seizure of property from Ukrainian natural gas company Burisma Holdings founder Mykola Zlochevsky. The seizure occurred pursuant to a raid on Mr. Zlochevsky's home on February 2nd, 2016. It is also my understanding that on February 4th, 2016, Hunter Biden began following then Deputy Secretary of State Tony Blinken, a longtime advisor to Vice President Joe Biden, on Twitter, indicating that the two may have initiated conversations regarding Prosecutor General Shokin's investigation into Burisma. At that time, Hunter Biden was serving as a board member for Burisma. Now, you'd think that Hunter Biden would have quit. In addition, according to records obtained by media sources, on February 11th, 18th, and 19th of 2016, Vice President Biden held a series of phone calls with Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko regarding previous demands to dismiss Prosecutor General Shokin for alleged corruption. Another phone call between the two took place on March 22nd, 2016. Just 7 days before Prosecutor General Shokin was removed from office on March 29th, 2016. To assist in answering questions regarding allegations that Vice President Biden played a role in the termination of Prosecutor General Shokin in an effort to end the investigation of the company employing his son, Hunter Biden, I request the following. Number 1, all documents and communications, including call transcripts or summaries related to the Vice President's phone calls with President Poroshenko on February 11th, 18th, and 19th, and March 22nd of 2016, especially with respect to whether Vice President Biden mentioned the Prosecutor General's investigation into Burisma, where his son was making a lot of money. Number 2, all documents and communications between the Vice President and his office and President Poroshenko and his office after the raid on Mr. Zlovensky's home on February 2nd, 2016, until the dismissal of the Prosecutor General on March 29th, 2016. Number 3, all documents and communications related to a meeting between Devin Archer, a business partner of Hunter Biden, and Secretary of State John Kerry on March 2nd, 2016. Thank you for your prompt attention to my request. Sincerely, Lyndsey O. Graham, Chairman. Hey, we have a special guest. There's some humor to that. That's a Saturday Night Live skit if I've ever seen one.